Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, and we are jumping into a best of 3 traditional Strixhaven Draft on MTG Arena. I think we're going to flunk out of school. I could see an argument for Vanishing Verse, but that commits us to Silver Quill. And doesn't always kill what you need it to kill, in the same way that Flunk doesn't always kill what you need it to kill. If we were into forcing Silver Quill, I'd say we could take the Verse and see if we can wheel maybe the Despark or the Humiliate, maybe the Essence Infusion. I've seen a deck playing a bunch of 1-drops and Essence Infusions, which I quite like. Despark is better than Vanishing Verse, changed my mind. This doesn't kill Fractals. Neither does this. Neither of them kill Fractals. I think Despark is worse. But I think they're kind of the same card. Reed Snake, thank you for the gift subs. Actually, yeah, y'all spam some cats for Reed Snake. Thank you very much. We're going to get to those community drafts faster. Yeah, they're kind of the same card. And I don't really want either of them. They both get the Bookworm, so they would have been nice to have in the last draft. I'm thinking about Rise of Extus here. Thank you very much, Reed Snake. I appreciate that, bud. Yeah, I think I like Rise, and that could lead us to Silver Quill, and it could also lead us to Lorehold and not playing it. Like, there's a lot of different directions we could go with this. So I think I like Rise here. That should put us right at 590 on the subs. Boom. Yeah, that's a card I wish we'd had in the last draft for sure. So I think the best card here is probably the Pasta Caller. And I'm not opposed to doing Mardu shenanigans. We've done that before. We can also get off of it if it's not there. I do like Deadly Brew, but specifically in Witherbloom. And I've seen that wheel. It probably shouldn't, but I've seen it happen. You also, like, if you draft white, you get a free Divine Gambit in every draft. So I'm going to take that and see where we go. That doesn't mean that's what we're doing yet. And this is our first time to pause and think for a minute, because I do think Aether Helix is probably the best card here. The Witherbloom Pledge Mage is also not bad. I couldn't really play Rise in the same deck. Well, I could play Aether Helix in the same deck as Rise and Flonk. It would just need to be Witherbloom kind of splashing for blue, which we've obviously done. I wonder if the rest of the table views that as the same kind of signal that I do. If it's not that, we'd probably be taking the Witherbloom Apprentice, so I think that means we probably do take it. This draft is getting interesting because I don't know where we're going yet. I do like Lorehold Excavation. I know that the rest of the table probably does not see that as the powerful card that I do. We could take a Pest Summoning of Cowardice. We could take Elemental Masterpiece. With what we've got so far, we'd certainly rather be Sultai than Temur, but that doesn't mean we couldn't get in there. I've played up to 3 and been pretty happy with them. There's also a nod towards Silver Quill. I think the right pick here is Campus Guide. There's all cards here that are pretty good in their deck, but nothing that's absurd in their deck. Whereas the Campus Guide, I'm almost assuredly playing no matter what we're doing. Because we've kind of got a toe into Mardu stuff and a toe into Sultai stuff. And I want to see which is actually more open. I don't mind Lorehold Pledge Mage. I also don't mind Snow Day. And I'm wondering if Snow Day is my signal that we should just commit to this Sultai line. Because realistically, I like all of these cards, but they're not amazing. Snow Day is not a signal. I think it's more of a signal. Okay, then what card in this pack is a signal? This is the best card in this pack. Like, all of this is imminently replaceable. Okay. But again, if we were Lorehold, this feels like the signal we've been waiting for. And I can just ditch all this and plan to play Mardu. Because Orator's great. Divine Gambit's great. So what does this look like if we just ditch the blue plan? The Orator's a signal. Divine Gambit's better than the Orator, but I can still note the signal. Snow Day is not a bad card. Your card evaluation is off if you think Snow Day is a bad card. I like a good Pilgrim, especially if we're considering playing the Flunk too. Snow Day is a card that you want in a deck that can generate a great deal of mana and has large creatures. And generally speaking, the same deck that would want Aether Helix would want Snow Day. Now, that doesn't look like the deck that's open to us. You can see that here, but you can also see infinite playable white and red cards. So I think we're supposed to be in Lorehold. Most of my Lorehold decks are very happy to play a Reflective Golem. Now, that tends towards the more aggressive style. I really only want the Cogwork Apprentice if we're starting to get into Leaves the Graveyard shenanigans to try to build around something like a Quintorius. And we're not currently doing that. I think the Pilgrim would be better in the blind, but I think this early, if we can pick up a Guiding Voice or two, we can do something with this dude. This is an acceptable 3-drop. The best card here is probably Abundant Harvest. I don't understand why that's still there. But I think we'd probably play this, and we might play one Biblioplex Assistant. Lorehold Pledge Mage we could play as well. It's probably all of the 3-drops that I want, but I'm not opposed to that. I think I like the first Pillar Drop Warden more than the first of either of these, but those would be acceptable 2-drops as well. And the Excavation Wield. So I think this is where we're supposed to be. And I'm currently planning on splashing the Flunk, but that may change. So we would evaluate Orators pretty highly, obviously. So we're going to grab that here. Well, I say that, and then I pass it. I didn't quite recognize that that was Nasri, so obviously we're going to take the Nasri. Maybe we'll get another Orator later, and if we don't, I don't care. Nasri's busted. We have our win condition established. Things we would want from here would be cheap removal spells, Guiding Voices, Academic Disputes, Heated Debates. I'd like to get a reasonable Lesson and Learn package if I can find one, but I'm not passing a 5-drop that just wins the game. So Elemental Summonings is on my radar, so is Dueling Coach. I only want to play about 2 6-drops, but this is exactly the 6-drop I want. We've already got 3 good spells to get back, and a few spirits that are kind of hanging out here, some of which may get cut. So let's look for 2s and see where we can go from there. Yeah, you can loop past callers if you do it properly. I think currently we'd probably not be looking to play the Lorehold Pledge Mage, as our deck is looking a little defensive. But that could change with a few eager first years. Alright, so there's another Lorehold Excavation that we don't need. I think our pick here is a pretty clear Combat Professor, as that gives us a way to deal some damage, some evasion. It makes all of our 2s and 3s better. Excavation does not seem off-plan for this deck. So I need to explain this. How is this deck killing them? It's with damage, right? So considering I've got Past Callers and Pillar Drop Wardens and a Pilgrim of the Ages, I'm happy to mill cards and then redraw them. In addition, it's probably going to swing the life total 6 points over the course of a game, with a ping there, a life gain there. And if the game goes late, I just get to turn all of my dead creatures into more creatures. Excavation is on plan for any deck that's planning to win via damage. Dude, that's great, Scary. I'm glad they got that sorted for you. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about that yesterday right as I was falling asleep. I'm glad to hear that got resolved. Ever get an Iron Maiden song stuck in your head? I'm glad you got it sorted, bud. The customer support isn't bad. Well, I think people say the customer support is top notch because they literally just refund you every time you have an issue. None of them have a trumpet in it, to my knowledge. Although I think some from their latest album may actually have had a trumpet in one of the songs. It may just be because more people are asking for refunds, eh? We got a chair drafter or something? I think my internet connection is working because we're still talking to you guys. What happened? Arena? Did I restart? Did I DC? How am I talking to you guys and I disconnected? This is my YouTube video. Is this what you want in your YouTube videos? This is an arena thing. You'll get a pack soon, probably. But your last pick did not count. Huh? So what do I do, John? Do I restart now? I can't check. I can't do anything. So I hear Quillbores are good in the Hearthstone Battlegrounds meta, but mechs are still competitive? Dragons are a good build. I haven't actually tried elementals recently. This is frustrating. Is Arena down? Let's see what Twitter has to say. Someone should be complaining about this on Twitter, right? Are you guys watching any other streamers that are doing it? There we go. I got a Verdant Mastery. Neat. I guess we still try to draft this. It doesn't look like I missed that many picks. I missed one pick. I might could play a Biblioplex in this. I'm not playing any of the rest of this, so I'll just take the rare. All right. I would like a spirit summoning. I don't have a way to get one. But I think it's a reasonable grab here. I suppose missing one pack and getting a rare is not the worst. At least I get the gems back for it. I mean, I think Buttspot was kind of on point there, Skullinate. Well, at least you know how to file for reimbursement now, Scary. So maybe it's not so bad. All right, Academic Dispute is one of the cards I said we really wanted, and I do still really want it. It gives me access to the spirit summonings. It's cute with the reflective golem, and you can use it as a, like, build your own removal spell in a pinch. I can't really tell what's open anymore, but it's okay. We did determine that Lorehold was open the other way, and that's good news. For all I know, the rest of the people at the table are getting chair drafts. So we'll have to make do with what we've got. Well, if you've got people that are stuck chair drafting, you may end up with weird signals. But let's take a 2-drop and move along with our life. Because, like, one downside here would be that if they're chair drafting, they're going to auto-pick rares that are Lorehold. Whereas I think we would be past Lorehold rares otherwise. Now, the power level's still here, but a lot of the good removal is uncommon and rare, so we'll see. I don't expect to see a lot of white, because we did pass those 2 Silver Quill removal spells early. Start from scratch is a nice one to have access to as well. But maybe we can figure this out. We'll see. It's like a booster tutor mill, right? You can just put whatever card you want to in there. Eager First Year is a bit of a gift for us. I could be convinced to play an Enthusiastic Study, but we just need a couple 2s. And ideally a few more removal spells. Like 3 is enough, but I'd really like more. I want to get in here and play with this deck as soon as possible so that I'm playing against other people who may have had that hiccup. Because I don't know what was in that pack with the Verdant Mastery, but I'm pretty sure there was something better for us than that. I would go with the Pride and Glory version, Loreholden the line. It's actually a really good album. I'll play an Infuriate for sure. That's another cute card to go with the Reflective Golem. And yeah, we'll play 2 of those. Sold. At that point, I may actually be interested in one of our buddies as a last large drop. None of this matters. Although Show of Confidence is fine too. Professor of Symbology is exactly the droid we're looking for. I'm hoping to not have to splash the flonk for those wondering. Because this gives me access to spirit summonings and start from scratch, and we could even take another lesson and be pretty happy there. I don't think this deck is going to go nuts with the Tome Shredder, but I could play it. I don't have a super compelling reason to. We could play this guy, but like with 2 Lorehold excavations, really all of my 2-drops are this guy. So I don't think he's helping much. I also don't think I need a Relic Sloth. Yeah, the Pledge Mage could be okay here, but it's never really going to attack. I think it's probably the pick. But it's not exactly what I was looking for. Heated Debate is a little more up my alley, although I'm also very interested in an Introduction to Annihilation. But I think I can take this and cut the flonk. And just be off of that size board plan. With 3 learns and 2 lessons, I think we're interested in the spirit summonings here. This is not exactly the summonings I'd want. Like, I'd rather have a mix, right? Like, ideally, we'd have 1 copy of Elemental, Inkling, and Spirit, but we don't. The Dueling Coach would also be a fine addition, but we're mostly there on playables. So I think making sure we get maximum value out of these is important. And this targets 1 creature, right? No, it does not. This is not a combo with our Reflective Golem. The only thing we can do with it is Dispute and Infuriate. But that ain't bad. Yeah, why couldn't it have been Brute Force? Would that have been too OP? I remember Brute Force. Guiding Voice is pretty nice. Means we'd like 1 more lesson, ideally, if we can find it. But it's yet another cool combo with the Reflective Golem. I think our deck's looking relatively strong now. Introduction to Annihilation is nice to have. Let's get a late Reconstruct History and call it a game. I might want to cut the Blood Age General and play the first year, because this could lead to some aggressive starts. So Inkling versus Archivist. I think I would rather take the Inkling and play 1 Lorehold Excavation. We can get value out of 1. If I see another late Archivist, I may just play both. But our lesson package is looking pretty good. We're there on playables. Like, I need 1 more playable, and it could realistically be any of this. Could it be that? I don't think I want it to be that. But if I need to play another Campus Guide, sure. We could, in theory, play a Revitalize, but I don't want to. I could just jam a Tome Shredder now. And call this the deck. This looks pretty good to me. Feels weird not to get any Campus Eye. The Historian would be okay here. I could also just jam a Thrill of Possibility. I think I might rather have that than Show of Confidence. And I think I might rather have the Pillar Drop Warden over maybe the Tome Shredder. Because this seems like a nombo with the Pillar Drop and the other 2 Past Callers. That's probably worth it for a Scry land. Mayvale, thank you for the host. Somebody was mentioning you in my chat yesterday. But I am not terribly familiar with you. Are you a Magic streamer as well? It thinks I want blue to cast the Uvula. Uvilda? but I don't. This is Nasri. All right, so we would want to go a little heavier white? Question mark? That really makes this Pledge Mage seem suspicious to me. I don't think I want this Pledge Mage. I think I'd rather just play the General. And then I'd have room for 6, 7, 8 red. Seems reasonable to me. All right. Let's see what we can do here. All right, Stream Raiders battle, and then we're going to get right into this. So hopefully we're playing against people who hit the same bug I did. That'd be super swell. We got disconnected for one of our packs. But I think my whole table did. But don't think it was just me. I did see the new cards from the D&D set, and it's cool. It's neat to see characters from books I read when I was a kid made into Magic cards. It would, but it would also mean that we were playing entire video games between rounds. I don't mind the league play. Lara Mathis with the kills, Balsterderm with the assists, rewards for Unglued Yak and Samsa. But I do think overall, I still prefer best of 3. I think that is where I would like to be. All right, let's take this out for a spin. Then I might start thinking about snacks. I like snacks. It's pretty close, actually, because if I can hit one land, we get the guide. So we'd hit 3. And if I hit 3, I'm hitting 4. So I actually need to know the odds on this. Odds would be 33 cards left, 16 successes, 1 draw, 1 success. We're 50% to hit. Because again, the first land gets us all the way to the 4th land. I think this is a keep. I could even conceivably whiff for 1 turn and still get out of it, but if there's a land on top, this is absurd. Because like the first land gets us most of the way to Nasri. Well, I'd say always tell me the odds. I need to know. Like that, I almost clicked mulligan on that before I ran the odds on it. That we also need to dodge this getting countered, but with 3 lands, we can kind of play some stuff for a little bit, right? Well, I think it was also just recognizing that if you mulligan there, you're shaving off 10% of your win percentage. And that sucks. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. That is the Mirage Plains. Okay, I'm not going to deal with that. We're going to untap the Osri. You need to be able to kill this right now, or we're generating incredible value. Now, there's a lot of things that could kill it. And I hope they don't have them. But if they do, we can always rise it and start the game over. If they have something like a Mage Hunter's Onslaught or whatever, it would still have been worth it to kill the Quandrix Pledge Mage. Because they could have just cast this, potentially, and the Onslaught. Well, we still need this to hit something, right? Like, it can hit lands, which is kind of frustrating at times. I think I'm just going to go ahead and kill this, even though I could threaten the combat trick. Because I want to make sure we've got a backup plan if he doesn't make it. That's a pretty good backup plan. Because, like, worst case scenario, I can get this back. Neat. Oh, your dude. Cast my dude. That's a great steal. Happy to have that one. That is an infuriating block, don't you think? I don't feel the need to show them much else, so I'm just going to get back this Pilgrim. Yeah, I was going to say they should probably scoop here because they're just showing me more cards if they don't. Alright, so we don't really know what they're doing, except that it's predominantly big stuff, and their mana base is interesting. Yeah, this is teamer stuff. So presumably looking to ramp, presumably a bunch of 4/4s. They probably have at least an elemental summoning or something, and maybe some amount of burn. If I had a duel, I think I'd be running the Biblioplex in this. I'm concerned about hitting my colors, because it's kind of color intensive. But I might should have fitted in anyway. One lander, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm pretty happy with this where it is now. If we go back on the play, I might want the Tome Shredder. Sina alet velho haru. Ironically, this multiple land hand is probably worse than the one we had before, but it's still a keeper. I think I would prefer the flyer here. Yeah, the professor's pretty dang good. We're a little bit behind here just because we're on the draw. So trading cards with them should generally be good for us. The card economy changes a little bit in this set because there's so many cards that generate 2-for-1s over time, like Professor of Symbology. Which is interesting. This bear just doesn't do anything, huh? Poor bear. So we could go for a first year and an excavation, but I think I like the effigy here as a ground blocker while we connect in the air. They're presumably going to get to the big thing that they have, and then we can gambit it. Hey, I like your style. I approve of splashing a Lorehold excavation. That makes me happy. That is a man or woman of culture right there. A person of culture. What? Well, now. We suspected they might have some burn. It would appear that they do. I have some too. Meow. This game got quite interesting, didn't it? Think, think, think. Think, think, think. They very well could. You wanna race? Let's race. Wadu? Just wanted to make sure that was dead, did you? Okay. Works for me. Boop! Lorehold excavation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, YouTube viewers, I apologize, but I do need a quick potty break. I'll let you enjoy chat, and Dave will keep you entertained here in chat. For just a moment, I'll be right back with you. Ethan, thank you for the chair raid, man. Y'all spam some cats for Ethan. I never get raided. The chair always gets raided. How does that work? All right, chat, so serious question. At this point, do I just stop playing Magic and just let the chair be everything? Thank you very much, Ethan. If y'all are coming over from Ethan's channel, hope you like Limited. You probably do. That's what we do here. And have chair breaks. Oh. Truly a Lord of Limited. We're going into round 2 with a pretty spicy Lorehold brew. Well, yeah, I'm pretty good at doing that too, Technoshaman. Fair. I think the cardigan adds to the old man vibes. It's also really comfortable. I don't think I knew how comfortable they were. That looks all right. We can hit 1 land, we can hit 4. Hey, look, we're going to hit 4. Hey, look, we're going to hit 5. Whatever shall we do? We're going to hit 4. We're going to hit 5. Do I hear 6? That reminds me of the auctioneer in Letterkenny. I mean, sometimes you counter a ham sandwich, yo. I think given that they've played that, and we have our land drop for next turn, we play the Mentor here. I do use all different art lands. I think it's funny. And I have all these different arts that I've collected. Why not use them? Isn't that almost good to see reject? I mean, it maybe, maybe not. It could mean that they have a powerful deck and we're short on 2 drops. Right? I've played reject when I had a really good deck, but I didn't have enough 2s. Do I want to use a heated debate to get a 2-for-1? Is the question we should be asking ourselves here. Is it a 2-for-1? I'm not even convinced that it is. A better question would be, do I want to trade my 3-3 for their 3-3? And the answer is, yeah, I'll do that. It feels like a 2-for-1. Once they're on the board, it's kind of a 2-for-1, but you're right, it's not a 2-for-1. Because if they take it, I'll just play the Pilgrim and block crap with it. Like, if you don't use all different art lands, how could you ever get this into your draft deck? That should probably just die in a fire. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good die by fire candidate. Because we can always kill something else with fire later, ideally. Thus Pilgrim can get us a land to discard, which would be thrilling. Snack Baron? Lord Snack Baron, may I have a snack? Because I could use one. Well, glad to have you here. I used to do set reviews with Ethan, but then I was an idiot and quit playing Magic because I was old and grumpy and wrong. And I have since come back. Well, the idea was I would come back with the Coria, and then I'd play until I ran out of gems, but then I never did. He's a character from the Forgotten Realms novels. We can decide if we want a 3-2 or if we want to redraw this fella. That'll somewhat depend on what they do here. There are a lot of novels written about Drizzt, and I read all of them when I was a kid. McDonald, thank you for the gift sub, dude. Heck yeah. Y'all spam some cats for McDonald. Thank you, my friend. Yupster, welcome to the Fat Cat Club. It really should canon now that you mention it. Or what about an artifact creature? For someone unlikely to be able to start actually playing D&D, or the books worth reading without playing it. So for me, I felt like the D&D books were really good fantasy novels for a young adult. I think I found better stuff to read as I got older. But if you're between the ages of, I don't know, I'd say 15 to 25, you might really like them. You're 40? Well, I'm 43, so we're kind of in the same boat there. I think I could recommend some stuff you might like better. Pasta caller? Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty good too. I don't know exactly what we'd get with it, but I can probably think of something. I bet it would, and I read those as I got older, the rest of the series, and still enjoyed the dragons stuff. It was good. I kind of got stuck in that I really liked Harry Turtledove. Freddy, what's up, my dude? We could potentially chain pasta callers. I'm not getting rid of that. We're not going to cast it for a long time, but I'm also not getting rid of it. How you been lately, Freddy? See? We'll get it with this. That's how we know. It has been a while. I hope things are well in your world, man. I remember commentating your tournaments with Ethan. Right, was that 3 years ago or 2 years ago? That was a long time ago. But it was good to see you up on the rise, man, and it's good to see you again. I hope they don't kill my pasta caller. I liked The Wheel of Time a lot. I think I liked that better than the D&D novels, although I may not have appreciated it if I had not read them. Because part of what I liked about them was how different they were from other fantasy things. I don't see a reason not to kill this and force damage, because I can get it back again next turn. Like, I think we just need to force the damage and get this game over with, which we can do. I'd like to see the TV series, too. Salty or sweet snacks? I think I'd be in the mood for salty now. Oh, but it's in your dark alley in a trench coat? Dude, no. Okay. Have a good one. We're about halfway through the latest season of Castlevania, and I think season 4 may be the best one. I think season 1 was great. Season 2 was all right. Season 3 was pretty good, although it had my favorite episode. I'm not going to talk spoilers, but the culmination of one of the characters' story arcs was really enjoyable. And I'm impressed that they took a video game with essentially no lore And we're able to do this. Hiya! You'll get to see no more cards. Alright, so presumably they had a really rough draw. We do not know that for the true, but it looks like they're trying to chain through spells off of a Quandrix Pledge Mage and get themselves to a big Serpentine curve. I played a deck yesterday that had the same thing happen. There were 4 lands in my top 20. It sogged. I can't quite see how many are left under there. 35? How many cards are you playing? There's 30, 10, and 6? Okay, that might explain the problem. I can't sideboard against that. They have advanced technology. Are they actually playing like 50 cards to protect against drawing out? They could just play a Cogwork Archivist, yo. This is alright if we can draw some Landos. Let's draw some Landos. We can draw 2s, 3s, or Landos. Yep, there's 48 cards over there. Hey, we got a 3-0 with a Naya deck yesterday. Andy donated 5 bits if I'd draft Naya, so we did, and we won, and it was good. It was actually green-white beat splashing for a Lorehold command. It's the first time I'd ever done that, but it was legitimately what my seat was supposed to draft. It's always wrong to do it. Oh, a stadium player. Interesting. Well, I'm eager to interact with that. There is no reason in this place. That is a curvaceous little serpent. Divine Gambit is still the best card ever. If you don't think it's an amazing Magic card, you fundamentally do not understand the game. And I can help you. Divine Gambit was crucial in the match where, well, the draft where I beat Sam Black and LSV. Oh, it wasn't Sam Black, was it? I used a different card to beat him. It was Ben Stark. Mods, you on this or not? That's quite hyperbole. That is not hyperbole. This card is absurd. Thank you, John. Best card ever is hyperbole. Touche. Best card ever might be a bit hyperbolic. An excellent limited card, I do not believe is hyperbolic. That was a main deck pest summoning, boys and girls. I don't know why you wouldn't activate that first, but I'll take it. Is this when you take combat damage? It is. The question is, do we want to get value going? I think I'd rather just play the pasta caller and get back the debate. Because if this is ever going to kill me, I can just Divine Gambit it. It is hard to figure out what they're doing when they're playing that many cards. Like, I'm not sure what the plan is. I saw a lot of people main decking lessons yesterday. It was confusing. Yus, thank you for the gift subs, my dude. Y'all spam some cats for Yus. Thank you very much. Thank you, bud. But let's get a better look at some of the cards they're playing. I very muchly appreciate that. We're doing our sub drive, and I'm excited to begin hitting more targets for you guys and gals. Speaking of which, we should probably do another coaching session giveaway, eh? Lando Calrissian, eh? Very well. I don't even have anything to get back. I don't feel super compelled to play anything here. I'm not going to. That puts us at 598. Plus the 37 Stream Raiders skins. Are we moving right along? Yeah, I feel like we're a little bit ahead. Just a little bit. Thank you, Jacques. I'm not good at math. My counting kind of stops after 20. I can never beat anyone that gains life. Presumably cards they can't play. I got an alert that Oracle was banned, but I didn't have to restart. Maybe it would make me if I played Constructed. Alright, let's do our Stream Raiders battle. I think I want to get Hasty Rogues to go capture these things. Let's do that. I play only Draft. I don't really like the other modes of Magic. I've played them before. It's fine. And I don't have anything against Commander or Constructed. Like, y'all play whatever the heck you want. That's cool. I'm certainly not here to tell anyone what they should or shouldn't enjoy. But, at my age, I have figured out what I enjoy. And honestly, it's sealed, but you can't really play that anymore. So until then, we draft. Adam with the kills, Ethan with the assists, rewards for Techno Shaman, Calchipso, and Samsa. Get off my lawn! Bloody kids. Chop chop. Yeah, no debate here, man. It is the most skill-testing limited experience you can have. And I do quite like it when my skills are tested. I kind of forgot we were doing the YouTube draft for the day. You want to get good enough at draft to go infinite? I can help you. Exclamation point joy is a great place to start. That is a series of videos I recorded to teach people the basics and fundamentals of Draft. If you watch them, you'll learn some stuff. Some of it you may already know. But I created that. It's honestly the thing that I'm most proud of that I have created. Because I'd have people come in and they'd say in chat, where do I get started on draft? And someone would inevitably say, yeah, we're 2-0 so far on this one. Listen to Lords of Limited. Or listen to Limited Resources. And they'd be, okay, which episode? And they'd be like, well, you know, all of them. And like that's not feasible if you want to get started. So I recorded a series of 10-minute videos to teach you the basics. It's not about this format or that format. It's about fundamentals of draft. So that if you just don't know how to draft, you can sit down and figure it out. And I'm really proud of that. I think it's useful and I think it's decent content. I want to make a second season, but we got to get a little bigger first. Pew. I've gained more life than the life gain deck. How about that? Not yet, but I probably will one day. I'm glad you liked it, Yas. I just think it's funny. This amuses me. That's why I do it. You got to find your joy where you can. We're going to have to 2-for-1 ourselves to kill Nasri. Which, I mean, kind of sucks, because I'd like him not to be dead. But whatever. What? Okay. Tokens ahoy, yo. I'll take a biomathematician. Sure, why not? Do I need to Divine Gambit that Pledge Mage? Not currently. They seem to have a strategy. I'm not sure what it is. It seems like if this was dead, we'd have a pretty good board state. Yeah, hunt for specimens. Let's do it. If I kill this, they put a servant in play. I don't care if you put a servant in play. Go ahead. I want to cast the hunt for specimens too. We're going to have a lot of crap on the ground to grind through. But I can grind through a lot of crap on the ground. We can also switch to the air, which I think is what I like here. Because this is at least consistent damage. It should not make you that nervous. That is an important lesson to learn. Like, we're at 18, they're at 22. I suspect we'll be able to find a way to kill them before they, before we mill out. That is at least the hope with this. Whatever they got, they like it. Okie dokie. I don't think so. Because we can just keep attacking. Like, it'll take a while to grind through this junk, but we can eventually do it. That's conceivably worth a rise after they do a bunch of blocks. Alright, so we're going to hit a land off of their deck. But I want to let them go ahead and block and gain all the life first. Hey Ryan, thanks for the raid. It's Raid Travis Day, huh? That's pretty cool. Good to see you here, man. I hope your stream went well and things are well in your world. Now we're getting this board cleared up. Appreciate y'all coming over. If you're coming over from Ryan's stream and you like Limited, good news. That's kind of my jam. Okay, now that it's nice and big, let's not worry about it anymore. I am in the sweatsuit tonight. I'm playing in every single sweatsuit invitational I can from now until the end of time. That's like the most exciting thing that happens on a weekly basis in Magic. Neat. I like Pledge Mages. Hey-ya. Life stuff happens. Well, I hope that things get less or more busy. Whatever's going on, I hope it goes well. Do we have a creature to eat? No. Am I concerned about milling out? Not really. But I should be able to actually start attacking with more and just kill them after this. Kind of infuriating to mill that. Yeah, I think we're like probably at swing team and kill them, but I'm just having fun. Oh, I'm sure we have lethal. But I just got raided. I want to talk to Ryan. Talk to you guys. It's great. I get to see more of their deck this way. I presume that if I just kill this and swing team, we probably win. But why would I even do that when I could just get Rise of Exodus? Can I cast that? It's 8. Yeah, I can cast that. Guess they didn't want to play anymore. This is another kind of Sultai stuff deck. We've seen a couple of those. Multiple Karoks. Regrowth is a good one. Didn't they have the Storm card, or was that the last opponent? That might have been the last opponent that had the Storm life gain card. Like, if we can stabilize, we're basically never losing this. That's going to make something like Divine Gambit even better than it already is, which is saying something. It's also going to make Lorehold Pledge Mage pretty useless, because it doesn't block 3/3s. It kind of makes the Eager First Year kind of useless too, but I'm not really expecting it to block 3/3s. We might want to try to fit the Prismari Pledge Mage in over this. It does block them if we have instant speed shenanigans, but we don't actually have instant speed shenanigans, right? Like, we could Thrill of Possibility or Heated Debate, but that's making me use a Heated Debate when I might not even want to. Like, I think those are the 2 instants in the deck, right? There's 4? What else have we got? Oh, well, Infuriate, but that works with literally anybody. Am I missing something? Oh, this is an instant. Sure, that works too, but works with this guy too. It's just a little harder to cast. I feel like going on the draw, I'd rather be a little bit more defensive. And if I can have a 2-drop, a 2-mana thing that answers a 4-mana thing, that's got to be good for us. I dabble in best of one now and then, but I get frustrated when I do it. And there's a very interesting explanation from the one of the dudes involved with 17 Lands that frankly explained it perfectly, why I hate it so much. But we've already hit Mythic. My buddy Hunter challenged me to hit Mythic #1, and I'm kind of interested in doing that, but I don't think you can do it late in the season. I think you're supposed to try to do it early in the season. But the short version of best of one is, well, I mean, there's no reason we can't talk about the whole thing. I feel bad for the YouTubers because I've probably mentioned this a couple times, but they can hear it over and over. One of the dudes from 17 Lands recognized that there were some cards that everybody thought were really good and some cards everybody thought were really bad, and they changed their evaluation. And the example he used was Froststrike. I don't know what it's actually called. It's Frost Trickster, isn't it? I just call it Froststrike. Whatever it is, people thought that card was busted, and it was okay, right? It's not something you should realistically be first picking. It's just fine. And Environmental Sciences, people thought, well, maybe you'd play that, maybe you'd take one, and now like there's legitimate conversations about first picking it. It was like, okay, I know that the competitive drafters are in best of one, so let's see how much longer it took those poor best of 3 idiots to figure out how to reevaluate these cards. And would you like to know the answer? I don't think I'm gambiting that yet, and I don't think I'm blocking it yet. It took those best of 3 scrubs negative 17 days to figure it out. Which, if you think about it, makes a lot of sense. What is that telling you? It's telling you that the average drafter in best of 3 is more in touch with the format than the average drafter in best of 1, because your gameplay is ranked in best of 1, but your draft isn't. So you could literally have Ben Stark on one side of you. Next to Ben Stark is Susie, who's playing her first draft ever with a draft token she got. Next to Susie is Ethan Sachs. And next to Susie is Billy. He likes green cards. Think about how that's going to mess you up when you're trying to read signals. And that was my experience. In Best of One, really all you can do is force whatever it is you're going to do. So you may as well force it and have fun. But I don't like forcing. I like actually figuring out what's open and playing that and reading a table. Which is, I think, why I end up playing Lorehold so much. All right, we're going to kill this now. And then be set up for another debate. I commented, I think it's on Twitter. Sirkovitz, I think is the dude's name. It looks like Albert Einstein with Gene Simmons makeup. I can find him for you. If you're not already following him, you should be. And if you're not following me, you should be. God, how do I find this guy? He's one of the 17 lands dudes. Here, let me find it. I can link it for you. Because I'm following him, and I followed him relatively recently. There he is. This dude. You can scan through his Twitter and find it. What was his post about pest summoning? I don't think I saw that one. What are we doing here? We're not ready to take a gambit yet, I don't think. Why would you ever gambit when you could just have a heated debate? That seems way better. Well, thank you for the follow, Yumpster. Oh, yeah, it certainly does. Pest summoning was great in that deck. Good afternoon, Renan. I ain't looped them yet, but they're real good cards. Put good cards in your deck, sometimes you draw them. Well, that makes it an easy decision then, doesn't it? Wadu? They think they're killing me with that? If they think they're killing me with that, I'd better respect it. They appear to believe they are the beatdown. They left me my best creature. So the initial plan was going to be to Divine Gambit that, but I don't think I need to now. I think we just debate this idiot to make sure there's no lifelink on the board. Play the Professor. Fetch us a 2/1. Swing for the fences. Look at me. I am the beatdown now. Ah, that explains what they were looking to do. I don't care about the drag. I mean, that's the thing about Divine Gambit. Everything other than lands and planeswalkers is a nice Divine Gambit target. They still think they're killing me. Okay. They seem to have reevaluated, so I'm not dealing with that. I would like to have the Inkling Summoning in play, and we can Lorehold next turn. And this is mighty fine to have in the graveyard. I can just get another one eventually. And everything turns into a spirit eventually. Which we can start doing next turn. It's got trample. There's a possibility we need to worry about a fractal summon. Not fractal. What am I thinking about? Serpentine Curve? I don't think we need to stress about it that much. This is actually pretty important to our game plan. I'd like to keep the Golem alive. And I can swing close to lethal next turn. General, you are now a soldier. I don't know that it's easier, although it can certainly seem like that at times. It's just better, I think. Have you ever scryed somebody for lethal? Because I have. Alrighty, YouTubers, that is our YouTube draft for today. Chat, don't worry, there's more drafts coming your way. But chat, say goodbye to YouTube. If you like this, if you like the YouTube videos, you should come watch the stream. They're at I'll go slow so you can write this down. www.twitch.tv/Semulin. We'll see y'all on the stream.